Relentless self-discipline is the cornerstone of any powerful and enduring mindset. It is the quiet, consistent force behind every meaningful achievement. It is not about grand gestures or momentary bursts of motivation, but about the ability to keep promises to yourself, especially when no one is watching. Discipline is what separates those who merely wish for success from those who earn it day by day through deliberate action. It requires you to take control of your thoughts, emotions, and habits and channel them toward a defined purpose. Without discipline, talent is wasted, potential remains dormant, and goals are reduced to daydreams. Developing relentless self-discipline starts with understanding that you are fully responsible for your life. It is easy to blame circumstances, people, or lack of time, but the truth is, your life is the direct result of your choices and habits. Discipline means showing up when it's hard, when you're tired, when the world is telling you to rest, and when there's no instant reward waiting. It's waking up early to do the work, studying when you'd rather be entertained, training your body and mind consistently, and saying no to comfort when it compromises your growth. What makes self-discipline relentless is its refusal to bend under pressure. There will be days when motivation disappears, when emotions cloud judgment, and when the path feels too long or unclear. But a person with true discipline shows up regardless. They don't need a perfect plan or the perfect mood to act. They operate on principle, not emotion. They know that every time they honor their commitments to themselves, they build inner strength, self-respect, and confidence. These small victories, repeated over time, compound into massive personal power. A disciplined mindset views setbacks as part of the process, not as reasons to quit. Discipline turns obstacles into fuel. When things don't go as planned, a disciplined person adjusts the plan but never the goal. They don't sulk or complain, they evaluate, adapt, and execute. In this way, self-discipline becomes a self-reinforcing system. The more you practice it, the more trust you build in yourself, and the easier it becomes to maintain even under stress. One of the greatest challenges in developing this trait is battling distractions. In a world that constantly competes for your attention, discipline is the skill of focus. It's the ability to filter noise, ignore temptation, and lock in on what truly matters. Whether it's your health, your craft, your career, or your relationships, discipline demands that you protect your energy and attention like your life depends on it, because in a way it does. Your future self is shaped by where you place your focus today. Self-discipline also means mastering the art of delay. It's the ability to postpone pleasure now for something greater later. Instant gratification is easy, but it comes at the cost of long-term satisfaction. When you choose discipline, you trade a small reward now for a greater reward in the future. You train your mind to prioritize your values over your urges. Over time, you become the kind of person who doesn't just set goals but achieves them consistently. It's important to realize that self-discipline is not about being harsh on yourself. It's about loving yourself enough to do what's best for your future. It's not punishment, it's preparation. It's the process of becoming someone who can be trusted with big dreams, responsibilities, and challenges. A person with relentless discipline doesn't need external validation because their commitment comes from within. They are driven by their own standards and held accountable by their own conscience. In the end, relentless self-discipline is what forges greatness. It's what keeps you going when inspiration runs dry and the journey becomes tough. It's not something you are born with. It's something you build through choice, repetition, and unshakable resolve. With it, there are no limits. Without it, even the most talented and well-meaning individuals remain stuck in potential. True strength lies in doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. That is the essence of relentless self-discipline. Purpose-driven action is the heartbeat of true progress. It's what separates wasted effort from meaningful movement. Without a clear purpose, even hard work can become misdirected, draining, and ineffective. When you act with purpose, every decision, every habit, every task becomes part of a greater mission. It aligns your energy with intention and gives you the clarity to move forward with conviction. In a world full of distractions and noise, purpose becomes your internal compass, guiding you toward what truly matters. Acting with purpose means knowing why you do what you do. It goes deeper than setting goals or chasing success for its own sake. It means identifying the values, principles, and vision that drive you. When your actions are rooted in something greater than just personal gain or approval, they become powerful and sustainable. Purpose gives your efforts meaning, even when the results are delayed. It keeps you grounded when things get tough and focused when opportunities arise. Without purpose, success can feel empty and effort can feel exhausting. Living with purpose doesn't require having all the answers. It starts by asking the right questions. What kind of life do you want to build? What kind of person do you want to become? What legacy do you want to leave? When you define these things, even in simple terms, your actions begin to align. You stop drifting, you stop living on autopilot. Instead, you become intentional with your time, your habits, and your relationships. You make choices based on where you want to go, not just how you feel in the moment. Purpose-driven action is not always loud or dramatic. Often, it's quiet, steady, and deeply personal. It's choosing to stay consistent when no one else sees. It's making the tough calls that reflect your values. It's turning away from shortcuts and distractions in favor of long-term growth. There is a deep satisfaction in knowing that your actions are contributing to something meaningful. That satisfaction becomes fuel, keeping you going when motivation fades or setbacks appear. When you act with purpose, your goals stop being just about achieving milestones. They become reflections of your deeper values. The process becomes just as important as the outcome. You start to find joy and pride in the daily discipline, the small wins, and the consistent effort. Purpose gives you resilience because it gives you a reason to keep going. Even failure becomes a teacher rather than a threat because you know why you're in the fight. Clarity is a natural byproduct of purpose. When you know what you're aiming for, decisions become easier. You know what to say yes to and, more importantly, what to say no to. Not every opportunity is for you. Not every path is aligned with your mission. Acting without purpose leads to burnout because it spreads your energy thin. But when you move with intention, you can direct your energy like a laser, focused, effective, and powerful. Purpose-driven action also creates momentum. The more you live and work in alignment with your values, the more momentum you build. You start attracting the right people, creating the right habits, and experiencing deeper fulfillment. You're not just chasing external results. You're becoming the person who naturally achieves those results. This internal transformation is what makes your growth sustainable. You're no longer depending on motivation or luck. You're being guided by something unshakable within. Another key element is contribution. Purpose isn't just about what you want to gain, it's also about what you want to give. Purpose-driven individuals often look beyond themselves. They think about how their actions affect others, how they can serve, lead, or uplift. This outward focus adds depth to their mission. Resilience through adversity is the quiet strength that carries a person forward when everything around them is falling apart. It is not flashy, not always visible, and often misunderstood. Resilience doesn't mean avoiding pain or pretending that everything is fine. It means facing pain, hardship, disappointment, and uncertainty head on and refusing to let it define you. It is the internal commitment to keep moving forward even when the path ahead is unclear and the weight of your challenges feels unbearable. Adversity is inevitable. No one escapes life without struggle, loss, failure, or hardship. But what separates those who rise from those who remain stuck is resilience. It is the ability to bend without breaking, to absorb the hits life throws and still find a reason to get back up. It's the mindset that says, "This is hard, but I am harder." Resilience is forged in moments of difficulty. It is not something you're born with. It is something you develop through choice and repetition. Every time you respond to adversity with determination instead of despair, you strengthen that inner muscle. In times of hardship, it is easy to lose perspective. Pain can cloud judgment, fear can paralyze action, and failure can shake confidence. But resilience teaches you to see struggle not as a dead end, but as a stepping stone. Each setback is not a sign that you are unworthy or incapable. It is an invitation to grow, to adapt, and to build deeper strength. When you train your mind to see adversity as part of the process, not the end of it, you reclaim your power. The most resilient people are not those who never fall. They are the ones who rise after each fall with more clarity, wisdom, and grit. They don't deny their emotions. They feel them fully, but they don't let those emotions dictate their actions. They may cry, doubt, or feel lost for a moment, but they refuse to stay in that place. Instead, they ask themselves what they can learn, how they can grow, and what the next right move is. They use adversity as a mirror, a teacher, and a catalyst. Resilience also requires faith, not always in a religious sense, but in the belief that things can improve, that you can adapt, that something valuable can come from the pain. This belief is not naive, it is a decision. When the outcome is uncertain and the path is dark, resilience is the voice that says, "Keep going." Even when progress is invisible, resilient people trust the process. They understand that growth is rarely linear and that strength often shows itself in silence and persistence. One of the most powerful traits of resilience is flexibility. Life rarely unfolds according to plan. Goals shift, people change, and unexpected challenges arise. Those who cling rigidly to how things should be often crumble when reality doesn't match their expectations. Resilient individuals accept what is, adapt to what comes, and pivot when needed. They don't waste energy resisting change. They channel that energy into responding wisely. This ability to adjust, to bend instead of break, is what keeps them standing when others fall. Resilience is also tied to responsibility. It means taking ownership of your attitude and actions, regardless of circumstances. It's easy to blame others, to complain about what's unfair, or to wait for someone else to fix things. But resilience rejects victimhood. It chooses response over reaction. It says, "This may not be my fault, but it is my responsibility to deal with it." That mindset creates power, the power to influence your future even when your past was painful. Ultimately, resilience through adversity is not about avoiding struggle, but transforming through it. It's about becoming stronger, wiser, and more focused because of what you've endured. It teaches patience, humility, courage, and the value of inner strength. It shapes character in ways comfort never can. The scars left by adversity are not signs of weakness. They are reminders of battles faced and survived. Resilience is what keeps you going when motivation dies. It's what allows you to smile through the tears, to take another step even when your legs are shaking, and to believe in yourself even when others have stopped. Through adversity, resilience is the force that lifts you from the ashes again and again and pushes you to rise, stronger, sharper, and more unstoppable than before. Continuous personal growth is a lifelong journey of becoming the best version of yourself. It's not driven by the need to impress others or meet external standards, but by an inner desire to evolve, expand your potential, and live a life of meaning and excellence. Growth is not a one-time event or a box you check off. It's an ongoing process shaped by intentional effort, self-awareness, and the willingness to stretch beyond your comfort zone. It means never settling, never thinking you've arrived, and always asking, what more can I learn? How can I improve? Personal growth starts with self-honesty. It requires the courage to look at who you are, your strengths, your weaknesses, your habits, and your beliefs, without filters or excuses. It means recognizing that there are areas of your life where you can do better and then taking action to change. This isn't about beating yourself up or chasing perfection. It's about showing yourself enough respect to invest in your future. Growth begins when you stop blaming your circumstances and start taking full responsibility for your development. One of the most important qualities of personal growth is curiosity. Growth-minded people ask questions. They don't assume they know everything. They seek knowledge, wisdom, feedback, and new perspectives. They read, listen, and learn constantly, not to prove they're smart, but to become more capable and aware. They're willing to be beginners, to make mistakes, and to keep going. They understand that discomfort is often the price of progress, and that failure is not a threat, but a lesson in disguise. Another vital part of growth is consistency. It's not about big leaps, but small steps repeated over time. Reading one book won't transform your mindset, but reading regularly over months and years will. Exercising once won't change your health, but disciplined training will. True growth happens quietly, in the daily grind, in the decision to push forward when it would be easier to stay the same. It's showing up to your goals even when you don't feel like it. That consistency compounds into long-term transformation. Growth also demands humility. To grow, you must admit that there is more to learn and that your current version is not your final form. Humility opens the door to mentorship, feedback, and deeper self-understanding. It allows you to let go of ego, to listen instead of defend, and to learn from those ahead of you. Humility doesn't mean thinking less of yourself. It means being honest about where you are and excited about where you can go. It keeps you teachable, and being teachable is one of the most powerful traits you can develop. A mindset of continuous growth also means taking initiative. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It requires proactive effort. It means setting goals, creating plans, and following through. It means not waiting for permission or perfect timing. If you want to grow, you must become the architect of your own development. That might mean investing in your education, seeking new challenges, surrounding yourself with ambitious people, or letting go of toxic habits. Every action you take, no matter how small, becomes part of the foundation you're building. One of the most rewarding aspects of personal growth is the ripple effect it creates. As you improve yourself, you start to influence others. Your mindset, your habits, your energy, all begin to impact those around you. You lead by example, often without even realizing it. Growth creates confidence, clarity, and direction. It helps you navigate life's challenges with resilience and purpose. It prepares you to serve others more effectively and to contribute something valuable to the world. It's important to remember that growth is not linear. There will be seasons of momentum and seasons of struggle. Progress may slow, mistakes may happen, and doubt may creep in. But the key is to stay committed to the path. Keep learning, keep adjusting, keep striving. Even when the changes are invisible on the surface, growth is happening within. Every lesson, every challenge, and every effort adds up. Continuous personal growth is the decision to never stop evolving. It's choosing improvement over comfort, purpose over passivity, and progress over perfection. It's a way of living that keeps you aligned with your highest potential, no matter what stage of life you're in. By embracing the mindset of ongoing development, you open the door to a richer, fuller, and more empowered life. One shaped by vision, discipline, and relentless self-improvement.